Let me take you back to how it all started. Um, in the year 2009, I bought an electric vehicle. It was an electric scooter, and I went against the will and wish of my family to actually buy one. But since the time I bought it, I had nothing but just trouble. So for about 5 years, I was trying to fix the scooter and make it worth for a user. And in the process, I ended up knowing so much about electric vehicles that in fact, I never thought that I will actually build a brand or build a company of electric vehicle. But in 2016, something happened. I saw so many electric vehicle startups coming up, and that is when I thought, why not make a company out of this? That's how the journey started. But then, looking at what was available in the market currently, I saw there were so many gaps. Um, Gaps like the range and the usability. So, keeping that in the mind, the first thing you want to target was the range. And if you look at the map on the screen right now, what we are claiming is the scooter can actually do Belgaum to Bengaluru trip with just one recharge in between. And that's the whole thing. The journey started with how we could do higher range on an electric scooter. So that's my first electric vehicle. It had a range of 40 kilometers, and that's how it all started from. In 2016, I started researching about the electric vehicle industry, and from there, the whole journey of making this scooter started. And I'd like to play a small video for you to see how it all happened. That was the journey how it started, and today we have um, the entire product ready for the launch. Before I go deep into the product technicality, um, let me just tell you that the actual presentation I had come up with is not the one which we are playing right now. We had some issue with the presentation, and we have to redo the whole presentation since morning. Uh, so let me quickly take you through the technical stuff for of the scooter. So to be able to get the range we wanted, we started working backward, and the first thing we picked up was the motor. If you look at the motor design, it's so what we did with the motor is we actually tried to put together the IPMSM motor and the SIN RN motor together and came up with a motor which is efficient at both low RPM and high RPM. So that's about the motor. So we also work on the chassis, and if you look at the chassis, the way it's designed is to allow me to put the maximum amount of battery pack into the chassis. The chassis is one of its kind, and if you see the kind of metal we have used is actually the tube and the investment casting, which has helped us to reduce the weight of the chassis. And that's the battery pack. So if you look at the chemistry of the battery pack, what we already have in the market is either NMC or LFP. But what we did is we worked with the battery supplier and we came up with something called LIMFP, which actually gives you the best of both the worlds. It gives you the stability of LFP and also gives you the density of an NMC chemistry, and which is why we are able to pack about 5.7 kilowatt hour of energy into a small battery pack like this. See, the motor controller is actually embedded into the chassis, which is why if you see the temperature is taken care of by the chassis itself. So one unique thing about the controller is we are able to actually get about 35% of the brake regeneration whenever you brake. Unlike what happens normally, every time you brake, we are able to gather only 10% of the energy lost in the braking. And one of the reasons why we are getting the range we are claiming is because of the brake regeneration, which is about 35%. So the headlight is actually engineered and designed all in-house, and it houses few things which are unique in its category. We have a dash cam in the headlight, which actually allows us to record everything which is happening while you are riding. So during my usage as an electric vehicle user, one of the problem I had was the charger. The charger brick is so painful to use. Every time you want to use it, you have to take it out and it will be hanging around all the time. So what we have done for our onboard charger is we have integrated the onboard charger into the scooter. So every time you want to charge, you have to just pull the cord as per the length you need, and you just plug it in. You don't have to carry the entire charging block with you. It's always in your scooter on board. So generally what we have seen is when we are actually taking our scooter for fast charging network, the place where the fast charger port is connected or put is so unconventional or so uncomfortable that it's very difficult for a normal person to put it in. So what we have done is we have placed the fast charging socket right in front of it, just like how you see it in the car. So the boot space, what we have right now is about 45 liters plus. Is actually the highest in the industry. We can put a full face two helmets into the boot space. So one of the thing we have put in a scooter is something called auxiliary power unit. What it actually does is, if you run out of battery while you are riding, you will still have about 15 to 20 kilometers of range with this auxiliary power unit. It is situated, it is put in a place of a traditional conventional petrol scooters silencer or the exhaust place, but it has a battery pack which actually allows you to reach the office and or the nearest place for charging. The scooter is put up on the platform there, and one can check it out there. Now, we had a last minute power failure back there at the backstage. That's why we couldn't ride it up on the stage, but it's available for people to check it out. Now, can I ask the riders to put the scooters back on the stage so people can see it there? Now, while they are doing that, let me go through the slides. So, allow me to introduce my team. Rivot Motors team, come on the stage, please. Alright, so while we were out on social media disclosing bit by bit of our scooter, one question which was always asked to us every time and each time was, how much are these things going to cost you? So allow me to reveal the cost or pricing for these scooters. So that's the spec for each of the scooter. The street variant will actually come in 3 options, which is Classic, Pro and Max. And each of them will have 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers and 300 kilometer range respectively. It's mentioned as 300 kilometers because it's including the APU as well, which gives another 15-20 kilometers. I don't believe in keeping the suspenses for the pricing, so allow me to introduce the pricing. And that's the pricing for all of these scooters. We'll bring this slide back up again, but there's one more important thing I want to put it up on the screen. When it started 4-5 years back, the dream was not this big, but today we are dreaming big. And I have a small video of what I want to do in my city, Belgavi.